trying to get this adjusted. I'm pretty sure I just restarted this whole video. But nevertheless, let's get into it. Welcome back. My name is Jalen. Let's talk about it. Episode 13, getting right into it. Let's see what I got here on my notes. Honestly, I'm pretty much a minimalist at heart. I don't like a lot of clutter. I don't like to have things that don't really bring me much happiness in my life. But I know in the past 2 years, moving apartments and all that stuff, getting a bigger apartment, very much nice apartment. Sometimes you just feel the need to fill it up with stuff. Because my first apartment was a studio and you couldn't have a lot of stuff in there. And I really enjoyed that. I honestly did. And I'm not mad at the stuff that I accumulated over 2 years. But what's nice though is that I just started doing this minimalist game, where you take 30 days and you're supposed to start it on the first of the month, but I really just didn't want to wait because I'm like, the more I wait, the more I'm like, oh, angsty to get to it, and it's just like, why not just do it? Like, it's like the first day you get rid of one thing, the second day you get rid of two things, the next day you get rid of three things, and today I'm on my third day, so I got rid of three things, and just it's very simple. Like the first one, like I had like a tank top that was oversized, it was holy, and I'm like, I'm never wearing this again because it's just like, I'm too old for this. I'm about to turn 26. Shouldn't be out here walking around with a holy t-shirt, tank top. So I threw that in the trash. Just one thing. Yesterday I got rid of two things. It was like two deodorants. One, it was, since I switched over to aluminum free deodorant. And for the past year, it's been actually pretty good. I actually like it. I'm like, how did I ever do that before? Just thinking about like having aluminum deodorant. But I mean, you don't know what you don't know. So I got rid of one degree. I love degree deodorant, but aluminum in it. And then I tried like Dr. Schmidt's, and that one, it just didn't smell good, and I hated it. And I'm like, why do I have it? I know I'm never gonna use this again. Maybe for a backup, but I'm just like, just go get some. You know what I'm saying? So threw those two, and then today, threw those in the trash, and then today I got rid of three things. What was it? It was like a face wash that I didn't like, cologne that I hadn't used since I found some more cologne. And I hadn't used that really. It may have been a few months ago. Like I said, before I got the other cologne. But it's just like, it's old. Like I think I've had it like 4 or 5 years. You just carrying it around. You're just like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. Just in case. This is, it's always a just in case. But got rid of that, and I think it was one more thing. Oh, jeez. Can't even remember now what it was. Oh well, it was three things. And tomorrow it's four things. And I'm probably gonna get rid of some pants. I'm probably gonna get rid of some shoes, and just, it's already feels so good, and it's free. I know it's gonna be tough when it's like on the 10th day, get rid of 10 things. I'm like, I only got 10 things to get rid of. I'm pretty sure I do. I just have to get creative. Probably open some closets that I hadn't opened in a while, and look at some stuff and be like, do I really need this thing? But I think that's the point. It's the point of like really asking yourself like genuine question, like when is the last time you need this thing? Especially like with last year being the way it was, and working from home most of the time, and then still working from home a lot of the times. That's why I get to do this, is that I have that time to do it, and I'm gonna keep it up even when I have to go back. But it really just showed what I really needed and what I didn't need. And there's some things like simple things like tape that I need now, like kind of on hand, and don't feel like that's unnecessary to have, especially because I've been starting to do I did Poshmark, and I'm still doing it. Having that tape on hand to, wrap those boxes, or having boxes on hand, but being able to just kind of put them in a place where it's just out of sight, but when you need it, you know where it's at. So like over this time, I've understood that it's okay to have things, especially when you're going to use them, or like if this something like with a tripod, like I'm using a tripod to hold my phone. Like I would have never had that if I didn't have this podcast, but it's nice to have. Like I'm not gonna throw it away. It'd be no point because I actually use it. Um, or like I have two grinders for my coffee, and it may be like, oh, why do you need two grinders? Well, I have my process with both of them. So like I use one um, when I'm making a pot of coffee, and the other one I use it for when I'm making pour over coffee, because the pour over coffee needs to be a little bit more coarse than the coffee pot coffee, and like that's you can have a little bit of fluctuation with the coffee pot coffee. So I'm like, I'd rather have both of these because I know the process. Like I think, like for me, that's something that I do daily, and like that's like that just lead me right into like I've been doing pour over coffees like every day, and it's so nice, and like I enjoy the process of making coffee. Like if you follow me on Instagram, when I put my Instagram handle in the description. I posted on there, and I mean, like, I'm working on trying to make the best coffee called Jay's Coffee. It's gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna have cups. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna like make a. Honestly, you don't really need to make a coffee shop right away. I think like being able to make bags of coffee, like get bags of coffee made, right? Like the beans, the ground coffee, um, cups, being able to buy mugs. I think being able to have like this online store, make that, show people how to do that, write blog posts about like what I use, and because what I use is from Target, and I think it was like $18. Christmas gift, honestly, perfect Christmas gift. Like I said, just making it, like it takes about 5 minutes to make it, and it's love it. Who would have thought I would love coffee this much? I honestly probably only been drinking coffee since, like I started in like 2017, but I really didn't enjoy it until I moved to St. Louis. So like 2018, so about 3 years. Insane how much I love it now. Insane. Insane. But let's get into some other stuff that happened this week. Man. So this past weekend, Dustin the Diamond Poirier beat Conor McGregor. And I know a lot of people like Conor McGregor, including me. I really do. But my top two people that I actually like, and I know this is gonna sound weird, and you're like, oh, you just like them. Like, no, I like them. Like John Jones, of course, and Dustin, the Diamond Poirier. And I'm like, I'd cheer for Conor McGregor about in any other fight. But when you fighting Dustin, I just think this dude is humble. He works hard. He really gives back to his community. It's just like he didn't do it to like be famous. He did it because he just loves to fight. He, just to hear him talking about his family, his wife, his daughter, you just know like he just loves them. It's like, man, if I needed to stop fighting, I would, to make sure that he's there for them. I just love that, and just tough dude. After I saw him fight Dan Hooker, and they went 5 rounds, I was like, Jesus, there's no one beating this man anytime soon. When you lose to Khabib, I mean, he lost to Khabib in the for a title fight. I mean, no one is beating Khabib. He makes. I've only started watching Khabib recently. I didn't even watch the Khabib McGregor fight just because it was just too much going on, like outside of the ring. I was just like, no, that's just too much. But seeing Khabib actually fight, you just like, that's scary. Like, you may have him beat. Like, I guess the best way to put it, like when he fought Justin Gaethje has some of the best leg kicks I've ever seen. Justin Gaethje was eating Khabib legs up, and I was like, ooh, he's feeling that. Second round Khabib absorbs a leg kick, and he was like, I'm tired of this. Taking a man down, it was like, you can't get away from him. Takes him down, and then triangle chokes him, and then you just like, well, that was fast. I don't know what to say about that, but he's just good, man. The best, just the best, and it's insane to see. But like I said, I didn't get to watch all of the Dustin and Conor McGregor fight, but I love to see it, and I wanted Dustin to take Conor McGregor into like deep water, so like the championship rounds. But when you do it in 2 rounds, I mean, Conor McGregor doesn't have that on his resume to fight in those later rounds. Like he is a first round, second round, either win or loss. I mean, he has the Nate Diaz fight that you go 5 rounds. I'm pretty sure they went 5 rounds, and you win that close, but you win that. You lose in the first one, win the second one. What you win some, lose some. I think that's what the fighters are all about. Like they know how to lose, and they know how to change up things so they can win the next time. And I respect that big time because I am a sore loser. But let's talk about some more winning. The week prior, my God, I seen the best single-handed, like not two fighters fighting and it be like a great fight, but one person just absolutely dominant. And I've never seen anybody fight that well before. It's that Max Holloway and the Calvin Kattar fight. But Max Holloway was not even looking at Calvin Kattar and moving his head, not getting hit, throwing back, and hitting him. And like Calvin Kattar is not like a bad fighter. Like he's probably one of the best 145-pound fighters. I mean, he was ranked like 6 or 7, but I think that ranking just comes with him losing to Zabit, who I think is gonna be good too. He just got to come back and fight. But Jesus, man. I mean, I was like, it's funny because I was hoping that the fight would get stopped. And like, I don't really follow a lot of people that talk UFC fights because, I'm coming from like somebody who I wrestled a little bit, but not too much. Like my knowledge of UFC fighting comes from legitimately just watching fights. And I've been watching since Chuck Liddell, the Iceman, was fighting. And he was my favorite fighter for a long time until he retired. But I mean, that's where my love of UFC fighting came from. It's just like, just watching it and just was like, man, just in amazement of it. So, like, I don't really follow people, but God, I'm trying to think of the man's name. It hurts me that I don't know it right off the bat. I don't know. He's a comedian, but he's a comedian and he's close with Joe Rogan. Once you put those two and two together, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And he was a fighter. He also said that he felt like that Calvin Kattar and Max Holloway fight should have been stopped. And like Calvin Kattar's not gonna give up, but I was hoping that either his coaches was gonna be like, let's just throw in the towel, but it's just tough. It's just tough, but because it's just like Calvin Kattar, like you lost, but it gets to a point where it's just like, oh, you just feel so bad for the guy, but he'll come back. He'll be stronger. It's just interesting though. Like, what does Max Holloway do? Because on paper, he's lost twice to the 145-pound champ. I don't really know him that well. I just watched him in the second Max Holloway fight, which I mean, people like it'll go one way or it'll go the other way. You got judges, and I'm like, hey, don't take it to the judges. Like, if there's, don't leave any doubt. Just beat them, like, take them down, submit them, knock them out. I don't care what you do. Like, but it's tough because it's like, I've seen judges give people fights, and I'm like, I walk out of the room and be like, oh, that person won handily. Like, it was no question. Come back. And they give it to the other person. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. But like I said, don't let the judges dictate the fight. Because I mean, even the John Jones and God, I'm missing everyone's name. Jesus. I can't think of the guy's name. But the last light heavyweight fight that John Jones had, everybody was up in arms about like, oh, I had John Jones lose. And I'm like, it's tough because like they look at it, because when you judge something, like in a 5-round fight, the last 2 rounds are definitely weighed heavier than the first 3 rounds. That's why they call them championship rounds. And that's why not all fights are 5 rounds. But when you have like, oh, I have him winning, you have, I just had his name. Dominic something. Oh, it hurts me that I can't remember these guys' names. But Dominic, he lost in his last fight. But it was like I had him winning 2 rounds, maybe 3. John Jones won the last 2. But when the judges look at the first 3 rounds, somebody may give one of those rounds to John Jones. Somebody may give those rounds to Dominic. It was a unanimous decision. It's tough because it's like, it's a unanimous decision. I don't really know the discussion. When it's like a split decision, okay, we could talk about it. But it's tough. But like as I said, don't take it to the judges. TKO them, submit them, knock them out. I don't care. Just don't let it get to the judges. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. And you got to end today on a nice win. And speaking of winning, Kentucky finally won. Kentucky basketball finally won a game. Oh, needed that win. 82-69. And only 9 turnovers. Hear me out. I think, so we're 5-9. We play again tonight against Alabama. This will be a huge win if we can beat Alabama. They're good though. But if we score more than 62 points, and I feel like if we have less than, I'm going to give them 12 turnovers. If we have less than 12 turnovers and score more than 62 points, I believe we'll win the game. 82 points we scored, and we scored 49 points in the first half. Only made 7 threes the whole game, and only 9 turnovers. So we don't have to live and die by the 3. I mean, we make some, great, but it should be, we need to be rebounding. We should be scoring points. Like, get to the whole drive. Like, it should be Lob City. That's what happened. That's what happened. We went in there and it was like lob, 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 and just scoring off the dunks. I mean, keep it simple. Keep it simple. There's no point in making it harder than what we need to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy that we won. I don't know what the future holds for us. Right now, we ain't going to no tournament, but I mean, we can turn it around. We can see what happens. I'm always keeping hope alive. You know what I'm saying? Man, I think that's all I got. That's all I got for today. And literally every time, it's so weird because my timing, I have to make sure like I'm doing my job, I'm doing this, I'm doing my workouts. Like I'm trying to get everything in. But it really is sometimes like right before you do something, you're just like, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. Like dishes earlier, I was like, man, I don't want to do it. But just like, just do it. Or like this, I was like, man, I don't really know if I feel like talking. Just like, just do it. Just get into the flow. Everything will work out. And I think that's kind of the moral of the story. Is just like, if you're feeling like you don't want to do something and you know you need to do it, just do it. Just start it. See how it feels. And no one is saying that you have to finish it right then. But just get it started, and I guarantee you, you'll probably finish it, and you'll have a better outcome to know that you did it. So I think that's cool. Try that. Hopefully that helps. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Putting this in your Tuesday, your Wednesday, whenever you watch it. I don't really care whenever you watch it. Yeah. I'm out.